Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 659. If you're writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, or perhaps you need help reaching more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. Good morning, happy Tuesday. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. The English language is an arsenal of weapons. If you are going to brandish them without checking to see whether or not they are loaded, you must expect to have them explode in your face from time to time. Stephen Fry. That's funny. And, the theme of most of this week's episodes is what to do when you're stuck for various reasons. So yesterday we talked about if the action doesn't seem to be moving forward, the plot maybe seems to be stuck in your book. I gave you 3 ways to get things moving again, spice up the action. And today I have some tips for those of you who are struggling with writing descriptively enough. And my first tip is, don't worry about whether you're writing descriptively enough in your first draft. Consider these tips all kind of like draft 2.0 plus stuff. Remember, as I've said in past episodes, your first draft is your word vomit draft, getting everything out of your head and onto the page. But once you get past that, then we can talk about writing descriptively like I'm going to in these 3 tips. Tip number 1, look at your manuscript through a sensory lens, as in all of our human senses. In general, how many senses are you using when describing people, places, memories, experiences, and situations? And again, just like yesterday's, this is for fiction and nonfiction. So in your writing, especially in your storytelling, which should be present in all types of books, how sensory are you in your writing? How many senses are you using? Are you using 1 or 2 or none? As human beings, we experience life very much through our senses. But for some reason, for a lot of reasons, as writers, we tend to fall back on experiencing those same things through our brains, through our minds. I think that's like part of our charm, overthinking and things like that we are as writers. So this is your reminder from me to you to write like a human and experience stories through the senses, not just thoughts. Number 2. To keep your description writing muscles toned, make it a practice of journaling regularly about your daily life. Practice writing about life as it's unfolding with as much description as possible. Remember, nobody will probably ever read your journal, so you can be like overly descriptive and, just experiment a little bit. If like what's too flowery, what's too weird, what feels right. This is where you can really play and really kind of zone in on, how descriptive you want to be in your book. You can use your journal as kind of like a playground for that. So getting out and watching people with a notebook, that's a great way to tone your descriptive writing muscles as well as writing about your own life. Get in the habit of journaling, and you'll be able to carry over this habit to your book writing, all the descriptive writing that you practice in your journaling. And number 3, and it sounds obvious, but when I feel like my writing has gone flat, I make sure my reading habit is dialed in. Reading great fiction, specifically, is by far my favorite way of fueling my descriptive writing tools and muscles and skills and all those things. And reading great books by masters of writing and storytelling also falls close to that category. My latest favorite author, nonfiction author, being William Zinsser. So reading, just great writing, great descriptive writing, that ensures I have the proper literary tools to write with. And remember, focus on locking in your writing habit, whether daily or otherwise, to get all the other parts of your writing to work. Just lock in that writing habit. And speaking of, thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And I hope to see you in my Inc. Authors group on Facebook, and let us know how we can support your current writing goals. Until tomorrow, happy writing.